Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today's tool talk is going to be a tool haul. I haven't done one of these videos in quite some time, but I've got a few tools here and there. I've even got probably some other ones I could throw in here, but I don't want to make the video too long. But I picked up several tools in the last little bit that maybe don't make a good video by themselves, or I haven't used them long enough that I really want to do a review for them. Something like this Dewalt table saw. I got it on a deal. It's been something I've been wanting to get, so I'm just going to explain to you the deals that I got on some of these tools. Some of them might still be going on to where if you're interested in them, you could still pick them up. But then also, I won't go over crazy amount of features on certain things. I'm not going to like sit here and show you this table saw in use. There's lots of reviews out here for several of these tools, so you might want to check those out. Or I'm also with a tool haul video. It's kind of my introducing you into, I just picked up these tools. Let me know if you want to know more about them, and if I have time, I'll shoot a video on some of them or something like that. So I'm going to again go over why I bought them, what I bought them for, where I got them from, all those things. I'll put chapters down below if you want to skip ahead if there's one tool that you're not really interested in. But let's go ahead and get into these tool deals that I got in this tool haul. So let's start out with the biggest item that I have so that I can get it off my workbench and get in a little bit closer with those other items. And that is a Dewalt 8 1/4 table saw. Now, I just got that Evolution table saw that I made a video not too long ago for, but that's a 10-inch table saw and it's on a stand. I've already got a rigid table saw on a Bosch stand, and they're great. They're both great saws, but they're not easy to get in the back of my truck. And whenever I put my rigid saw in the back of my truck, you can see how much room it takes up right here. You can see there's not a lot of room left for many other things in there. So I picked up this table saw. This is the 8 1/4. It's the Dewalt DWE 7485. It's normally around $3.99, somewhere in that range. You might catch it on a little bit of a deal somewhere. But on Amazon, I've had this in my wish list, and it popped up and it came up as $2.99 one day, and it was still $3.99 at Lowe's. It was still $3.99 at Acme Tools and Home Depot and all the other places that sell it. So I went ahead and ordered it, got it shipped to my house. I've used it 2 or 3 times now, and I really like it. So there's a few main reasons why I wanted this. One is that compact size. It's a lot smaller, takes up less room in the back of my truck, definitely compared to that rigid saw, as you can see here. But then on top of that, it's a lot lighter saw. It's easy for me to pick up and maneuver. I really like where that handle is on the side. It makes it very easy to carry. So I like everything about it for size-wise. And again, I'm just going to take this to places where I'm installing flooring or something like that. It's an easy way for me to throw this in the back of my truck and use it. And then the other feature that I've checked out in the store, I don't know how many times, that I've just wanted so bad, is this rack and pinion fence right here. It moves just by you adjusting that. And then it's also got a measurement scale, which you can't really see up here very well, but it is absolutely right on it. You know, this is the first table saw where I probably won't be going and getting a tape measure out and sitting there measuring from my fence over to my blade like crazy, unless it's something that I just absolutely have to have at a certain dimension. But as long as it's something that's only got to be close, but it's been right on it every time. So I like this fact about it. I like the fence more than anything. It's about the size. I feel like if you are a person who, you know, you work out of the back of your truck, you don't have a lot of room, this is a great saw. It's cut everything that I put through it in the last little bit. I haven't had it but for a couple weeks now, so again, I can't really speak a whole lot on it. But there's tons of review videos out there for this thing. So again, check them out. See if this might be the right tool for you. It is on sale right now for $2.99. I feel like that's a great price for this saw, so if it's something you're looking for, you might want to check into it. So the next deal that I got was a Metabo 36-volt triple hammer. Normally I don't run Metabo tools or anything like that, but I walked in Lowe's and went back to the clearance aisle. I actually made a short of this, and I picked this up. Its normal price is $279. I got it for $111, and the main reason why I went ahead and got it is because it came with 2 of the 2.5 36-volt or 18-volt. These are multi-volt batteries, and they're the 2.5 amp hour batteries, you can see right there. I have a Hitachi 16 gauge nailer. I still haven't went over to Milwaukee on my bigger nailers yet, just because the Hitachi one works well. But I've needed some new batteries for it, and I was curious to see if these work, because Metabo and Hitachi are kind of interchangeable. So I took one of these batteries, put it in my 16 gauge nailer, gave it a shot, and sure enough it worked. So for $111, I basically got myself 2 new batteries for my Hitachi nailer, but I also got this 36-volt triple hammer. I've been curious to see about it. I know a lot of people use this triple hammer. I don't know if it's this version or the 18-volt or whatever. I know R&R Buildings, I see them use it a lot. I think I've seen Perkins Builder Brothers use this. So I've been curious about it anyways. It does have a pretty cool sound to it. It's got a lot of different power modes. I did go ahead and put a Spider tool holster on it, so if any of you got the Metabo, you can use these pins. I did have to shave a little bit off the side of it for it to work, but I thought that was a pretty good deal. I've got it. If y'all want more information again on these things, I'm not going to go into crazy review on these. If you want more information or you want me to do something specific with this drill, just drop that in the comments below. And if I have time, I ain't going to promise you I'll make a video, but that at least lets me know somebody wants to see a video, because some of these tools, they've been out for quite some time and there's already 30-40 videos on them on YouTube. I don't want to make a video again if everybody's got all the info that they need. So that's the Metabo triple hammer. Crazy good deal on that one. Next up, a tool that I picked up is a Wera screwdriver, and I picked this up because Tom Barnice in my Milwaukee ECX screwdriver video, he had mentioned, he had asked the question, what would I think about, would I recommend Milwaukee, would I recommend Klein, or would I recommend Wera for these kind of screwdrivers? And I didn't even think Wera had any, so that got me to digging. I asked him about it, and he said, well, there's a Phillips slotted. So I looked them up, and sure enough, I found these. I ordered these. So this one is the Phillips slotted number 2. So it's a Phillips 2 with a slotted screwdriver. They also have a Phillips 1 or number 1 screwdriver like this, Phillips slotted number 1. I actually ordered that one too. These are both going to run you right around $14-15 a piece. I ordered both of them. I got this one in, and this one was the right, you know, wasn't broken or anything. The number 1, the first time I got it in, was actually number 4 slotted, and the tip was broken, so I couldn't even keep that one to use it. So I returned it, drove it all the way to the UPS store, sent it back, told them to send me another one. Next time I opened the package, it was a 00 square screwdriver, so it wasn't a screwdriver again, so I had to return it again, and I just decided I wasn't going to order it again through Amazon. I ended up ordering it through House of Tools, and I haven't got it yet. But I know enough about it to be able to tell you that it's not the same as your ECX and your Klein screwdriver, your combi screwdrivers, to answer the question which one would be better for you. Because if you look here, of course, it's a Phillips slotted, where your ECXs are actually like square slotted. So it's a square 1 and a square and a slotted, and then a square 2 and a slotted. And this one is a Phillips that kind of comes to a square type-ish point, but it's also got that slotted. But if you look real close, that slot doesn't even go all the way up to the edge like it does on the square on the combi and the ECX, because it has to go inside that Phillips screwdriver, or Phillips screw. It's a little bit different. And I was hoping that these was going to work, because Wera insulated screwdrivers, they're my favorite insulated screwdrivers. I just like the handles. I like their screwdrivers. Normally, if I'm using ECX and I want insulated, because my Milwaukee and my Kleins aren't, I've been using this Philo that my good buddy Jesus Strong gave to me, and this works out really well, unless there's some kind of tight breaker I've got to get into. Sometimes this head right here gets in my way, but for the most part, this right here works for me. But I thought, hey, if they got a Wera one, it's going to work. But of course, like I said, these are square. This one's a Phillips, so most of the electrical stuff in my area anyways, and I'm assuming it's most of the United States, I don't know if it's somewhere else, is a slotted /square, so the Phillips isn't even going to work on that right there. Now on your receptacles, those are kind of, a Phillips screwdriver will work. It's also a slotted as well, and this number 2 Phillips and slotted, it actually works on this, but that slotted doesn't even engage, so you're really just using a Phillips screwdriver at that point. That slotted is not doing you any good whatsoever, and this is the number 2, whereas normally you'll use the ECX number 1 on these to make that work. So I know enough to answer your question, and at least I haven't taken this off yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to send it back. I don't normally send tools back, because then sure enough, if I send this back, I'll run into something where I'll think this would be the best screwdriver for it. But let me know in the comments below, have you guys ran into anything in the United States that deals with Phillips /slotted like this? Maybe it's other than like regular voltage type electrical work. Maybe there's somebody else, some other aspect of the trade that's a common screw, or maybe overseas. Do you guys have Phillips /slotted screws like this? But like I said, that Phillips goes down in there, and then those slots don't even engage in anything. So you might as well just have a Phillips number 2 screwdriver at that point. So doesn't work for me. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it, but I'm answering the question, and now I've saved maybe some of you from thinking you need to buy this screwdriver, because if you're using ECX and combo drivers, this ain't a replacement for it. Next up is just an update, and this came in the mail today. I did get my metric version of that 4-in-1 Dewalt flippable socket deal. I haven't even opened it out of the package yet, but I know many of you said that you had pre-ordered it as well. So just to let you know, I got mine in the mail today. So apparently Acme Tools, if you ordered it through them, they got their stock filled up. So maybe you'll be getting yours in the mail soon. So if you haven't if you don't know what this is, you can go watch my video for the SAE version of it, but this is the metric version. A lot of people have been looking for metric versions of the Klein tools like flip socket and things like that. So this is one of the few things that's out there. So I'm just giving an update, letting you know I got mine in case you ordered yours. So the next tool I got was a Facebook deal. It is a M12 Fuel straight 1/4 inch die grinder. I picked this up. This is normal price, $199, and I've been wanting one for a while. I've actually been wanting that right angle one. Even though I'm not real sure 100% how I would use one of these in a corded version, it's not been a tool I've used a lot in my lifetime. Now, whenever I worked in factories and stuff, I used air die grinders all the time on metal and stuff like that. I don't do a lot of metal work now, but one of the things that I thought that I would use this for is I'll buy a carbide like end up here to where I can use it on latches and stuff like that, on doors, latch plates, strike plates, to make that hole a little bit bigger if it needs to be, something like that, whatever it is, or I can get the cutoff wheels. But I got this thing for 60 bucks off Facebook, and even though I wanted the right angle one for 60 bucks, I decided I'm gonna roll with this straight one. It was brand new in the box, has the wrench and everything with it. I mean, the box was still sealed, so for 60 bucks, I feel like I got a killer deal. But I'm asking you guys, I'm letting you know that I have this now. As far as a tool, I can't really review it because I haven't hardly even used it yet. But I'm curious with this one of what attachments do you guys who own this tool, how much do you like this, how much do you use it, but what attachments are like must-have attachments? If I was to buy some stuff to go on this and what I would use it for, drop that down in the comments below so I can figure out how I'm going to get the most use out of this thing. I'm really interested to see what y'all's suggestions are on those, like what kind of carbide cutter things or what kind of cutting wheels or sanding things or whatever it is that you use in this. Let me know how you use it, what you've been using with it. I think that's going to be extremely helpful for me, but it might also be helpful for some other people too. But that's the Milwaukee M12 Fuel straight die grinder. I probably still want to get the right angle, but I'm going to wait and see how much I use this. But for 60 bucks, I feel like I got a killer deal. Next up, I got another vessel screwdriver. This one came deal today by House of Tools. I buy tools off there pretty regularly because they got free shipping, and they've got more stuff sometimes that other places don't have. And I got this one for $12.99. I think the normal price on these, and you can find them on Amazon for like 15 bucks. You'll get them a little bit faster probably on Amazon. But I bought this one just to give it a try because it was a deal today. I got it in an email, and it is a Vessel Neon. This one is the Vessel 265. It's the P2 150. And it is not really the ball grip of like what Vessel normally has, but it's a very nice grip. I actually kind of like it. It's still kind of a ball, and it's got more texture on it here. It's got crazy good grip and all those things like that. And the weight of it's not that bad either. It's got like a little reflector there. But the weight is kind of not as much as the Tang Through, but it's definitely more than the other Vessel screwdrivers that I've had that aren't Tang Through. It's got a decent enough weight. I'd be happy with the weight on this one. I don't have any problem with it. But of course, the big thing about this one is the neon is that it's glow in the dark, and I'll show you what that looks like here. So you can see all the white sections of the screwdriver basically glow in the dark. It's not crazy bright, but you would definitely see this, you know, if you dropped it somewhere in a dark spot, you're going to know where it's at. The outside ring out there at the top, that glows in the dark, and then all the white sections that are on there also glow in the dark. So overall, again, not a bad screwdriver. It's all these white sections are what were glowing in the dark right then. It's a nice handle. I really like the handle. I don't know that I like it more than the ball, but I definitely like it. It's a nice style. It's got a lot of texture. As a matter of fact, this texture to me kind of reminds me of my PB Swiss that I gave away. And I don't have it here to kind of compare it right next to each other, but that's what it reminds me of. I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but that's kind of what it reminds me of. It's a good overall screwdriver. I wouldn't mind having a set of these myself, not necessarily because they glow in the dark, but it's a nice weight and a nice grip on it. But if you are looking for glow-in-the-dark screwdrivers, I don't know if that's a thing out there in the world where people like glow-in-the-dark tools. Here they are. I mean, these are pretty decent, and that's an option for you if that's what you've been looking for. So about 15 bucks a piece. You can kind of catch them on deals every now and then. But if this is something you're into, you might want to check these out. Then last on my list, other than I did pick up some Stabila levels. I got an 8-foot level and a 4-foot level. They were older levels off of a guy who was retiring as a construction worker. And I got them for 40 bucks for an 8-foot and a 4-footer. I got those off Facebook Marketplace as well, but I wasn't going to put them in here, but I did just think of that deal that I got in the last little bit. I was trying to think and make sure I didn't miss any tools that I hadn't picked up other than the ones that I've already made videos. Of course, I didn't put those back in here. I did pick up a pair of Cobras. I know Brian Hall saw this Knipex box over here in my other video, and he was wondering what it was. These are the 8701 150s. So I just picked up another pair of Cobras, and the whole reason why I bought these is because in my MP2X, I had the 150 pliers wrench in the one side, and I like the way they fit in that side pocket a lot better than my 180 Cobras that I kept in the other side. So I went ahead and bought me a pair of 150 Cobras to basically swap out my 180s in my MP2X, because I feel like this is just a better size that comes in and out of that pocket a little bit easier. So that's the whole reason why I bought these. And to me, you cannot beat these Knipex Cobras for tongue and groove pliers. I know there's many other options out there. Many other people even recommended me different ones, but just proof in the pudding, me using them, I haven't found a better style of tongue and groove pliers that work better than these. In fact, I was working in my house the other day with a pair of old Milwaukee ones, and I didn't want to come out to my truck and get a pair of Knipex pliers, and I got so frustrated because they just weren't gripping like anything. And I finally came outside and got my 10-inch smart grips, and I mean, within 2 seconds I had my problem solved. And it's just the difference that it makes to me. And again, I'm not saying that the other tools aren't good. I'm just saying, to me, these are the best. So I did pick up a pair of 150s. So yeah, guys, these are some of the tools along with these Cobras and that Dewalt table saw, but I actually had to load that in my truck for a job tomorrow, so I didn't get it back out and stick it back out here. These are some of the tools that I've just picked up in the last little bit, whether I got a deal on them or it's just a tool. Like I can't make a video for this Cobra, this set of Cobras here, but everybody knows what these are. And the same thing with some of these screwdrivers. You know, I could make a 2-minute video, 3-minute video. Of course, you know me, I don't know that I can make a 2 or 3 minute video. I could do that, but it's like I just as soon lump these in. There's not a lot to say about some of these things. I just lump them into one video. And then more than anything, like I said, these tool haul videos are, now you know I've got this Metabo triple hammer. I've got a 1/4-inch straight die grinder. If you've got questions about it, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer them, but we've also got a lot of smart people out there in our group, in our subscriber group, that always do a good job commenting, and they might be able to help you as well. You know, I'm not the person who knows it all. I just try to help out whenever I can, but there's plenty of us out there that surely we have an answer for most of the questions out there. And then some of these are just either deals, or I'm making you aware, hey, if you're an electrician in my neck of the woods, this screwdriver right here is pretty much worthless, so don't buy that. Even though I love Wera tools, this one's kind of one that you don't need. So these are my tools that I picked up in the last little bit that I haven't made longer format videos for. Let me know what you think about any of these. Let me know if you got any questions about any of these. I hope this was just interesting. I don't know that it's helpful, but I hope it was interesting. You guys stay safe, have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video.